Hey guys, it's Kat here, and this is a video that I know some of you have been very keen to see. I wasn't going to film this today. I was just having an editing day. I just put on like some liner and lashes. I've got no eyeshadow on, which I can't believe. But I thought, no, I finished up something today, and so I want to conclude it. So essentially this is my conclusion of my Project Pan 2017. I was going to finish this probably early Jan, so I was going to give myself all of December to finish up products, but I haven't tallied it up, but I'm pretty confident I've hit my target. So in my last check-in, which was the start of November, essentially what I've been doing with this Project Pan is I've wanted to use up 1,000 Australian dollars worth of product this year. I have used up a lot more than that if you look at the empties. I don't tally my empties in value, but I probably used up thousands of dollars of products in my empties when you look at skincare, makeup, all that kind of stuff. But these products are the ones that I've targeted specifically to use up, and I wanted to use up $1,000 worth of Project Pan stuff, and I think I've done that. Last check-in I was up to, I think I had $106 left to go, and I've just finished up something this morning, and I'm confident that I've reached the $1,000 mark, so I will tally it at the end. But let's get through the products. So the product that I used up that sort of sparked me wanting to film this today was this perfume here. I introduced this in my last check-in, which was about 6 weeks ago, and it was around the halfway point or just under halfway finished. And I think the top part is like the bigger part anyway. So once it hits the halfway point, there's really not much in there. This is a 30 ml perfume, so it's the smallest one. And I did say that I want to start using up some of my perfumes because I've got quite a large collection. They're all sort of on the verge of getting old and going off. So I either want to gift them to family members or I want to use them up and then sort of narrow down my perfume collection. So this was one that I was happy to finish. It was quite easy to use every day. It's a little bit heavy for this time of the year for me, so I was surprised that I could use that up, but I finished it this morning, so hooray. Alright, a product that I've had in my Project Pan since the beginning of time, like literally since the start of this Project Pan, is this blush by Rimmel. This is the shade 120 Pink Rose, and it's a lasting finish soft color blush. You can see probably on the screen, I hope I took photos, I don't remember, where I was up to last check-in, so 6 weeks ago. And because I had repressed this, it was just like the rim around. I repressed it, and as soon as I repressed it, it became a lot softer to use. It was a lot looser, it wasn't as firmly packed, so this was a lot easier to get through. And after my last check-in, I think it only took me about 2 weeks to get through this. I am very happy to use this up. It's a pretty cheap product, so it doesn't add much to the value overall, but it's one that I've had in my collection for a while. It's a nice blush, and I'm really looking forward to swapping out the colors. This was a pink, and for me, especially in the more warmer months, which we're in Australia, we're in summer, I kind of want peachy, kind of beautiful, sort of like shimmery, peachy blushes. So perfect timing to use this up. Very proud of myself. I can tell you it takes nearly a whole year to use up a blush, and this is a small blush. This is only 4.5 grams. So if you ever want to buy a lot of blushes, like, you're not going to get through them, trust me, but I did that, hooray. Another product that I've been battling through, I think since the start, or close to the start of the year, was this Tarte Lip Surgence. This is a matte lip product, and it's in the shade Emblaze. This I got in a Christmas pack, I think 2 years ago, so I wanted to use these up. There was a pack of, I think, 5 of them. I have since used up, I want to say a couple of them, 2 of them, nearly 3 of them, but I've used this up, so you can see that it's completely flat. And when I did, I'll show you in the book shortly, but when I did introduce this, it was much larger. It was very hard to use because it was a berry shade that I don't generally wear every day. Also, it's not just one that I can just throw on when I'm in the car, because it is a berry, you need to be a bit more precise. So I really struggled using that one up, but I have used that one up. Another product that I've had in my Project Pan for quite some time is this Kat Von D color correcting eyeshadow primer. This is in the shade medium. I do have another one that I think is in the shade tan, but this one I used from scratch, and I've used it up. I'm really proud of myself. There's like none left. At the start I didn't really like this, but then as I started using it, I realized how well this actually does work, and it's quite simple, just like drawing it on and then rubbing it in. I didn't like it at the start because it's a drier formula, being a stick formula. I'm sort of used to like the kind of creamy products that you get out of a tube or in a pot. But I came around to this and I realized how well it does work. So I've actually jumped straight onto using the tan one. So even though I'm proud that I used this up, having to force myself to use it made me realize how much I like this. So I don't know if I'd repurchase it, but I do recommend it if you want a stick sort of eyeshadow primer. It's a decent one. Another product that I used up that took me forever was the Benefit. This is the Gimme Brow. This is the old packaging. It has since, I think about 18 months ago, they replaced the packaging. So this one is getting old, and I don't tend to use brow gels. And if I do, it's a clear gel to set my brows, not one of the sort of colored fiber ones. So this took me a long time to use, and made me realize how much product's in there. I didn't like it when I first started using it because when I had too much product, it sort of like ruined my brows. Not ruined them, but I'd kind of do my brows and then go in to set them, and it would just totally like change the coloring, or I filled my brows quite a bit, and I just found that it deposited too much color on top of me already filling in my brows. So, and this doesn't work on its own for me. So I really struggled with it, but I realized when you take off excess or scrape off excess, it works with a little bit of product on the brush, but it took me ages to use this. Luckily now, like, it is almost dry. There's a little bit left, but I figured it was good enough. But if you do have one of these, they take a while to pan, that's for sure. Another thing I finished is a concealer. This is quite a nice concealer. It is the Makeup Forever Full Cover Extreme Camouflage Cream. It's waterproof, and my shade, I think it was in Sand. I've had this for quite some time, so it's getting old, and I'm really happy that I panned it. It's a nice product. I tend to put it around my nose because I've got oily skin. Makeup breaks down pretty quickly, and this adding like the waterproof element to it really helped my makeup stay, but I'm glad to see that one go because it's been in my collection. It's a nice product, but it's been in my collection for too long. I also think it's getting a bit too, I'm a lot more fair now compared to when I bought this. So if I was to repurchase it, it would have to be a lighter one. All right, I'm going to talk about these guys together. For the longest time, I've included this copper shade of the Laura Mercier. These are the Caviar sticks, they're the mini versions. For the longest time I included this in my project pan, and I really do enjoy using it. But the problem was that I noticed the way I like using it is just putting it on the inner corner for a nice, beautiful gold kind of foiled highlight look. And I just wasn't using it up. So I introduced two new ones last check-in. One of them I did finish, and it's sort of like a cheat one. I was using this rose gold one all over the lid as like a primer when I used up my Kat Von D one, and it's just like this kind of champagne color, but it ended up breaking and falling onto the floor. So I have technically used that one up, but not by actually properly using it. So that one's done. But not really, sort of maybe. So yeah, I didn't end up getting around to finishing this khaki one, which I was also adding in. I have used it all over the lid a couple of times as sort of like when I'm doing like a darker look, but it's just not really suitable for this time of the year with summery looks, so I didn't end up finishing that one either. So yeah, I might actually just get rid of the khaki one since I don't really use it and it is getting old, but I'll stick to the copper one because it's beautiful as a highlight. All right, another product that I have been battling with, not as long as this kind of berry one, but I have been battling with it for a while. This is another Tarte Lip Surgence. This is not the matte one, it's more of the cream one. And it's in a beautiful brown nude shade called Praise. And I have used a lot of it, but I haven't finished it. So that wasn't successful, but I definitely think that next year, if I add this into a project pan, it won't take me very long to finish it at all. I also came very close to finishing my MAC Fix Plus. You can see that my last check-in was here and I'm down to there. So I was very, very close. If I did this video next week, it would be gone, but oh well, close, very close. And then the last two products that I've made, well, one I've made decent progress on, the other one I don't really know. But the Laura Mercier, this is the Secret Brightening Powder. I really love this to set my under eye area, and I wanted to use it up because I've got a couple of powders like this. When I started, it was sort of like halfway, and now it is like, I don't know if you can see, it is right down the bottom. I've used most of it. There's very, very little left. So I also marked it on the side. I don't know if you can see, but I also marked it on the side, and there's just like a little like covering. So I'm so close to finishing this, but I think this would once again take a couple of weeks, and I'll still continue to use it, but I don't feel the need to put off concluding this project pan until I finish that. And then the last thing is this Inika. This is a mineral eyeshadow in Peach Fetish. I've been using this a lot, sometimes just as a wash of color on the lid if I'm going for a no makeup day. Otherwise, I really like it as a highlighter. I'm not wearing any highlighter today. That's just my oily skin. But I have used a lot of this. I might continue this in a project pan next year, and I might just take a break from it for now. All right, so Kat Von D, done. It was way up there, and it is now completely done. Laura Mercier Rose Gold Caviar Stick, it was up to there, and I used a bit of it and it also broke, so that is done. The copper one I didn't make much progress on, you can see it there. And the khaki one I didn't make much progress on. A bit of progress, that's 6 weeks, that's not too bad. This Tarte one I had issues with, like look at all the check-ins, and I finally got it down. And this last Tarte one, I really didn't have much progress that I could mark. Alright, so that is my conclusion of my project pan for 2017. Oh my god! The amount of product that I used up this check-in is this amount, and as long as it's over $106, I've hit my goal. Let's get to the total of the whole year, which is this amount. So I'm pretty sure I hit the $1,000 mark, otherwise that's really embarrassing. No, I think I hit it. So thank you everyone who stuck by my project pan this year and watched and supported me. I know that a lot of people do want to see me do one for the new year, so I have decided to do a seasonal project pan. So I don't have a total of like $1,000 that I want to use up, but I will have specific products per season that I want to use up. And the good thing about that is, like, similar to this blush, like I can try to use up products that like work with that season's look rather than have to carry products throughout the year. Like, you know, using this all year round was kind of hard. So I will just have like little capsule project pans that I'll do. Another thing I really want to do next year that I want to be a monthly video is looking or using a palette for a month. So essentially what I'm just going to do is pick some old palettes that I've had for a while and then use it probably minimum of 3 looks per week for a whole month. Then I'll kind of share some like favorite looks that I created if I take photos or whatever, and I'll also let you know what struggles I had with it, what I liked about it. So that's what I'm going to do next year as well. So really try to do once a month, focus on a palette that's an existing palette, and see how I go focusing on that palette mainly. And the reason why I'm saying minimum 3 days a week, I think, is because I do need to try other products as well. So but if I primarily focus on it, that's the goal. So if you do want to see any particular palettes that I focus on in my kind of like shop my stash sort of palette a month type series, leave suggestions down below, because I will listen to your suggestions and I will pick 12 palettes that I'm going to play with over 2018. So thank you so much for watching. I'll be back in the new year with another project pan. I'm going to give myself a couple of weeks off and just enjoy whatever makeup I want to enjoy. Alright, so if you like this video, if you like this series, give it a thumbs up. If you missed other videos and you want to see them, I'll put the playlist on the screen, and I look forward to seeing you in my 2018 project pan. See you guys.